Welcome to Timekeeping. This show will attempt to chronicle year-by-year changes to the Walt Disney World Resort, from the excitement of a new ride opening to the minutia of a store changing names. Join us as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of the vacation kingdom of the world. If 2003 was a year of recovery from external problems, 2004 was one of internal ones. Everything came to a head for the Walt Disney Company when Roy E. Disney retired from the company and the board in November 2003, but at the annual shareholders meeting he launched the Save Disney campaign. Roy and Stanley Gold, the same men who were responsible for Michael Eisner's rise to the company's throne back in 1984, now sought to depose him, seeing the company as a whole declining and stagnant since the mid to late 90s. Eisner was removed as chairman and replaced by George Mitchell. However, even with these issues, life and business in the parks continued on. Stitch's Great Escape opened at the Magic Kingdom on November 16th to more fanfare than it probably deserved. To celebrate the opening, Cinderella Castle was toilet papered by the blue protagonist, or antagonist, as the show leaves it pretty much ambiguous. The show itself remains structurally the same as the extraterrestrial alien encounter, but the story now placed guests in the role of guard trainees at a United Galactic Federation detention facility. Sir became Sergeant C4703BK2704-90210, voiced by Richard Kind. He's now demonstrating prisoner transportation, in this case of a Level 1 prisoner. It was Skippy from the previous attraction. Word that a Level 3 prisoner is being transported in, and after the sergeant faints, guests are ushered into the main theater. Here, Experiment 626 is being transported into the center tube, now guarded by two Kuka arm-mounted cannons. Of course, Stitch escapes, runs around the darkened room, eats and burps up a chili dog, all before returning to the tube and being transported to the Magic Kingdom itself. He would climb into the castle and meet Cinderella, while the audience is left wondering how all this fits into the movie's continuity. Probably made more sense when he was visiting Tomorrowland in the very first incarnation. On February 11th, an unfortunate incident occurred during the Share a Dream Come True parade, where a performer playing Pluto was struck and killed by the Princess unit while backstage in a staging area. This resulted in the end of show stops during these daytime parades. The Princess unit of the parade would go away for a while, being temporarily replaced by the Castle unit of great fame. At Epcot, the year began with a closure. Food Rocks was closed to become a queue. Preparations had begun for the 2005 promotions, and as each park would see a new attraction, some would also see losses. As construction began on Soarin', some of the space used for the animatronic show would be utilized as a queue space. Innoventions also saw closures, with Forest for Our Future and Beautiful Science closing in East and West respectively. Innoventions East saw the opening of Fantastic Plastic Works, a Kidcot Station, and Opportunity City. The Great American Farm opened in Innoventions West, along with Where's the Fire in October. The Living Seas had been going through some minor modifications over the past few years, culminating in the opening of Turtle Talk with Crush on November 16th, after a brief soft opening period starting on November 11th. The pavilion had started closing some elements in the years prior. Initially, one of the pre-show theaters had been closed, and a bypass was made, allowing guests the option of skipping the film. Starting in October 2001, the Sea Cabs attraction was closed. It was made permanent in January 2002 as the area was walled off from guests. Turtle Talk would take over Module 1C of Seabase Alpha at the time. This was the former home of Earth Systems and the Atlas cartoon. Turtle Talk with Crush was not even announced in advance of its opening. It was kind of a surprise addition to the pavilion. It was also another important first for the company, as it was one of the very first instances of the Living Character Initiative. Walt Disney Imagineering would attempt to bring more characters to life in the park in interactive ways, and Turtle Talk for Walt Disney World was the very first time guests could see this in action. In World Showcase, the Wonders of China had been replaced by Reflections of China on May 22, 2003, after a brief 2-month closure. The new version of the Circle Vision 360 film was hosted by an actor portraying Li Bai, an 8th century Chinese poet. The new film is still a travelogue style, but runs a full 7 minutes shorter than the predecessor. It begins on the Great Wall, but quickly takes us to modern Shanghai. Guests are taken through relaxing Tai Chi and the Sea of Clouds before sailing down and over the Yangtze River. Next, a variety of more traditional Chinese landscapes pass before the film moves to Hong Kong. The film shows the Terracotta Army, the Peking Opera, and the Forbidden City, and the film ends with a montage of modern-day China. At the Disney MGM Studios, construction of the Lights Motors Action Extreme Stunt Show continued on the space formerly occupied by Residential Street of the Backlot Tour. This had closed in July 2003. Also from October 2003 to May 1, 2004, the making of the Haunted Mansion movie occupied the rotating exhibit space next to One Man's Dream. The attraction featured a recreation of the film's ballroom set and film clips about the production of the 2003 Eddie Murphy film. Announced on the park's 5th anniversary in 2003, 2004 would see significant vertical construction of Expedition Everest, Legend of the Forbidden Mountain at Disney's Animal Kingdom. The first phase of Disney's Saratoga Springs Resort and Spa opened on May 17th. The 4 buildings making up Congress Park featured 280 guest rooms. Built on the former site of the Disney Institute, the resort was themed to upstate New York and particularly the horse racing at the resort's namesake town. While most of the resort was yet to open, it featured the restaurants of the Turf Club and the Artist's Palette, the High Rock Springs Pool, the Wynn Place or Show Arcade, and the Carriage House Lobby. It was also home to the new Disney Vacation Club Preview Center. Just a short walk from Saratoga Springs, Mickey's Mart, everything $10 and under, opened at the Marketplace in downtown Disney. The store sold small items, some clearance merchandise, and the infamous and beloved random grab bags. As was common with the resort's larger celebrations, 2004 was the build-up to what 2005 would bring. Even the most memorable thing to open in 2004 is one thing most people would like to forget. Like the parks, the troubles the company as a whole were seeing would also culminate in 2005. Well, time sure flies. If you're enjoying this jump from time to time with us, please hit the like button and subscribe for more great content. If you'd like to support this show and others, you can join the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Don't forget to catch the replay of the Golden Jamboree celebrating 50 years of the Walt Disney World Resort. There is now a coupon code so you can enjoy the show for just $10 for the next 30 days streaming at home. You can find it at goldenjamboree.com. Just enter the discount code on your screen right now. If you're looking for the perfect gear to celebrate 50 years of Walt Disney World, then head on over to carouselofproducts.com. We'll see you real soon right here on Timekeeping.